The much talked about movie 50 premiered recently, and Entertainment News had an exclusive with the cast and crew. They tell us more about the movie and their characters. Enjoy this one.
Drawing from the campaign of telling the story of a new Africa, the film 50 offers Nollywood another opportunity to prove it could produce a world-class high-end production which breaks away from the norm of telling African stories from a stereotypical perspective.
Action.
The Biyi Bandele directed film illustrates a multi-dimensional reality of 4 African women in a cosmopolitan and progressive African society. Coming off the back of directing the most psychedelic youth-oriented television series Sugar, Bandele's first concern about 50 borders on believability.
I got the script from Mo Abudu early last year, and I read it, and immediately I read it, I identified in this women people who belong to the generation of the parents of the children in the MTV series that I directed the year before, Sugar. And I thought, would it not be interesting to make a movie about this generation of women aged around 50, and to see if I can make it as sexy as Sugar. That really was the challenge that attracted me to the project.
50 captures a few pivotal days in the lives of 4 Nigerian women at the pinnacle of their careers. Tola, Elizabeth, Maria and Kate, forced at midlife to take inventory of their personal lives while juggling careers and family against dealing with individual pains.
It was enjoyable working.
The story of 50 was conceived about 2 years ago when the executive producer Mo Abudu clocked the big 50 herself.
I was inspired by 50 when I turned 50. I turned 50 nearly 2 years ago, and I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to put together a number of different scenarios that women at 50 may be challenged with, and how they may deal with those solutions. If presented with those challenges, what would the solutions to those challenges be? So I just started dreaming up all kinds of possible scenarios. What would happen if I was 50 and I was suddenly pregnant? What would I do?
Dakoria Konde Bison plays the quintessential Tola. She had to dig deep to play a character that is many years older than she is in reality.
Your behavior is just totally unacceptable, highly unprofessional.
They're calling you neurotic, a drama queen.
I want items that scream class. How many times must I say it? Money is not my problem, but how to spend it.
When I got the character, like my nuances changed, the way I spoke, everything, you know, it's a very spiritual thing almost, you know, transforming into another character. And for me, I have a lot of resources, you know, I have my mom who is in her 50s, I have, so of course, aunts that have gone through similar things. I mean, there's so many life experiences of women that I'm aware of, you know, so of course I was able to tap into all those things. And the script as well, you know, was well written, so it wasn't too much of a stretch. But it was hard because I was so determined not to let the character down. And of course, another thing that I really liked, apart from the issue of the age, was the fact that what she deals with in the film is a taboo. It's something that we never talk about in our society, and it's always refreshing to me as an actor, as an artist, to be able to shine light on things that no one really wants to talk about, because that's what art is supposed to do.
Ibetiola Doyle also plays one of the ensemble lead characters, Elizabeth.
Dr. Elizabeth is an obstetrician. She's like the connecting factor between all the women are connected through her. She's a very fun-loving person, very over the top. It wasn't too much of a stretch for me as an actor. I just had to be a bit more over the top than my usual self. I'm not as as Elizabeth. Fortunately, there was a director who knew what he was doing. He knew his character intimately, down to the way she sounds. So it was pretty easy to just trust his direction, and we came out with something really good.
Although 50 stands as a fictional story in all ramifications, the producers of the film believe it shows in detail what many middle-aged women silently endure. The characters, Tola, Elizabeth, Maria and Kate, rise triumphantly to the challenges of living a contemporary life faced by women everywhere and remain unbowed.
And that's it on Entertainment News. This time around, I sure do hope you've enjoyed every bit of it. We'll see you next time, but until then, please tweet us via @channelstv_ENT. I am Mayowa Ogundele. Till I see you again, stay beautiful, stay happy, and show love to others. Goodbye.